Welcome to today's episode of Behind the Needle. We're here again. It's been over a year. We were talking about this, but we're back again with Callie Velaki from Skin Fix Studios. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm super excited to be back.
Yeah. And I have Callie back again because today's episode is quite a bit different than normal. I'm actually going to be interviewed by her. And I had this idea because I want to share a lot more about what my business does, MedSpa Media, and why it's important for med spas when they're trying to have a client acquisition strategy and system going into this year, forever, really. You can't just rely on word of mouth and referrals in order to grow a business, right?
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
You would love to do that.
Unfortunately, it just doesn't work
It just doesn't work that way. In order to be seen, you have to post on social media, you have to have an organic content strategy, but you also have to have a paid ad strategy for Meta and Google. And that's what my company does. And I haven't really made an episode talking much about it. So Callie is the best interviewer that I know. This is her first time interviewing, but I knew she would be great. Because she did a great job the last time we were interviewing together. So I wanted to get her on with me to do this. And yeah.
Well, thank you. I'm super excited. And we did work together with your ads company. So I'm excited to kind of share my experiences about that.
Firsthand experience.
Yeah, you were absolutely wonderful.
Thank you.
So, Mike, before we get into business and marketing, I would love for our listeners to hear your story.
So the way I got started is kind of a long story, but I'll shorten it. So I've been in the social media space in one way or another since 2012. Instagram was 2 years old, and I started learning how to do influencer marketing, which, if you're not familiar with that term, it means working with people on social that have a large following, whether it's to promote products or services. And that led me to go work at a startup that I was the first employee to help grow this company. And then we ended up selling it to Disney, doing influencer marketing for different brands and apps. And it was great. I loved it. And then continued working for Disney for a couple of years. And then in 2017, I was given the choice to either move to Los Angeles or to go figure out what was the next step in my career, in my life. And we made the decision that I was going to finally go out on my own. So it's been almost 9 years since doing that, which is really weird to say out loud, but it's been an awesome thing. So I started consulting and coaching businesses of all kinds, teaching them how to use social media to grow their business. And in 2021, like end of 2020, beginning of 2021, I had a few med spa clients that I was coaching and giving them strategy. They were all in the Phoenix area. And I realized as I was giving them strategy and we would get on our regular calls that they weren't executing and making any of the content. Does that sound familiar to you?
Yeah. I think it's easier said than done.
And you have an amazing content person that comes to Skin Fix regularly, right? Like
I do.
It's very helpful to have someone like that.
Absolutely.
So I just asked them, I was like, hey, do you want me to make the content for you? And they were like, yeah, we do. We would love that. So I started to do that. I would go regularly and shoot video and pictures of treatments being done and started posting it for them. And that's kind of how it started. Then at the beginning of 2022, we started to do paid ads as well. So paid ads are exactly how it sounds. You're paying either Meta, which is Instagram, or Facebook, or Google, or other systems and companies, but Google and Meta are typically what we do with med spas just because they're the best for the industry that I have seen. But we pay those companies to show content and offers for your med spa so that you get new customers. So that's what I started doing.
I want to rewind. How did you end up working so closely with med spas?
Well, I was working, I don't know, they just found me really. And so I kind of was coaching about 10 to 15 people at the time. And I was just like, I wonder if there's an opportunity here. So the guy my dentist, Dr. Brian Harris, I call him the tooth wizard. He's amazing.
Everyone knows him.
Everyone knows Brian Harris. I asked him, I'm like, what do you think about this idea that I have? And should I do cosmetic dentistry as my niche that I'm in, or med spas? And he said, I think you should try med spas. I was like, okay, cool, which was interesting because he is a dentist, but he said, try med spas. And I'm really glad that I did because the industry it's just continuing to multiply in size every year. And that was almost 5 years ago now that we had that conversation. So
yeah, lucky for you, there's a med spa in every corner here in Scottsdale.
Lucky for me.
So are you working with med spas at all different stages? Is there a certain amount of growth that they need to have? What's that look like for you?
Yeah, all different stages. I've had people who just launched their med spas, quite a few actually, who have just opened their med spa. We start working together 1 to 3 months before they even open, to people who have been open for several years.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So from your experience, would you say that someone in their beginning stages would really benefit from this?
Yes, everybody would.
It's never too early.
Well, if you think about it, if you're just getting started, the most important thing is getting new customers as quickly as you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you'll rely on your friends and family and neighbors and stuff to be those first customers for you. If you're branching out on your own from another med spa, you'll have a book of business. Mm-hmm. But not everybody's going to follow you.
Right.
You're not going to have a full book. If you want to grow and you want to build your team's book of business as well, you have to have a client acquisition strategy.
Yeah, I think that's super important to mention too, just growing your team.
Yeah.
Ads are extremely helpful.
Yeah.
So
totally.
Before we get into AI and all of the ads, what's the real problem that you see owners struggling with once they start growing?
Well, the biggest thing that I see is once they start growing, how do you keep the growth going?
Okay.
And what I mean by that is it's easy to get some customers here or there, and you can have a great referral program. You can post on social media, but the organic side of social media is a really long game. It can be. You probably can say maybe there's people that have followed you for years before they booked their first treatment.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that isn't good for short-term business growth. It's fine for long-term because you need that and you have to have that as part of your strategy. But we can turn an ad on and the same day there could be someone who's booked.
That's incredible. Yeah, I think every business would benefit from that.
Yeah.
Mike, one thing that I really appreciate about your perspective is that you see med spas from the outside looking in. Sometimes we're so close to the business that it's really difficult to see what's actually happening and going on within our four walls. So when they are coming to you thinking marketing is the issue, what's actually going on most of the time?
It's actually the system. It's the system that people have, or most of the time don't have, to communicate with the leads after they come in. So for example, you're running ads and you get a lead, and a lead is somebody who's interested in your stuff, somebody who's interested in an offer that you sell for a treatment, right? You get a lead and they come in. What is the plan to communicate with those leads?
Right.
So that's the system. That's what I've spent so much time on to develop, to make sure that we have a system that works faster than what any med spa can do on their own.
That's awesome. I'm super excited to get into that.
Yeah.
What do you feel are the small daily moments or daily struggles that you hear business owners complain or vent to you about?
The small daily moments that I hear a lot of are they need to communicate with the leads as quickly as possible. But if they have someone at the front desk, which not everybody does,
right?
If they have someone at the front desk, those people are talking to customers that are walking in the door.
Absolutely. And I think most people who run ads know that you want to get those customers while they're hot, while you're fresh on their mind within a short time span of a couple minutes. So you run paid ads for med spa owners, but a lot of owners are probably going to tell you that they feel like ads don't work.
Yeah.
So what's actually happening when your customers are saying that to you?
That's a great question. There's 3 reasons why ads do or don't work. So the first reason is your offer. You have to have the right offer. And an offer is, let's just say you're discounting a facial, for example. That offer has to be at a price and value that people look at it and they say, oh, wow, that's a really good deal. I've heard of this before. I understand what it's going to do for me. I know that it will work for me. This looks like a good place to go to.
Yes.
All of those things, right? Those are all of the points in making a great offer. Okay. The second thing is the creative that you use, the content, the videos and the pictures that you're using, even if it's an infographic that you made in Canva, where you're putting the price, the words, what you're saying in the copy, all of that has to be very clear, very eye-catching to stop people's scroll, because people are zombies sometimes.
Absolutely. We're mindlessly scrolling all day long. So you want something that's visually appealing, that sounds like something that you want to do, something that's going to connect with everyone.
Exactly. And the third thing, and honestly, this is the most important part. It's the hardest for a competitor to duplicate, because people can look and see the offers that you're running. It's all there.
Right.
You can look on your Facebook page and you can see, because Meta shows everybody what everybody's doing. You just have to look. But you can't easily duplicate the system that you have in order to book the customers.
Totally. That makes sense.
That's the biggest thing. And that's what we were talking about with, you can't just rely on your front desk, because they also go home.
Right.
And they have to do other things after work.
Right. And talk about zombie scrolling. People are probably clicking on your ads in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
When your front desk isn't on the clock.
Right. They're scrolling too.
Exactly.
So what about those leads?
Yes. Great point. What about those leads? What do we do with them? How do we still capture them? How do we make sure that they don't die on us?
That's the whole point, is that people are going to respond to your ad if you reach out to them when they're ready.
Okay.
So if they just filled out the form, like an ad form with their contact information saying, yes, my name is Callie, I want this XYZ treatment, please tell me how I get it. You want it right then. Right?
Yep. Yeah,
but if you don't reach out to them for 4 hours or a day and a half, because it's a Saturday morning when they fill out the form, they're gone. Most of them are probably going to forget that they even saw your ad. They won't remember who you are.
Exactly. They're on to the next thing.
And so it's really important. So within a second, we can send a message to them, but we usually wait about a minute.
Okay.
Because we don't want to seem too eager.
Yeah, let's not be too desperate about it.
We're not desperate here. We're efficient and we're on time.
I love that.
But also,
amazing.
We encourage people in the ad that we do, we encourage them to text or call us.
Okay.
So we give them a moment.
Yeah.
And they do.
That's awesome.
And they do. So we give them a moment to respond, but then within 60 seconds, we're talking to them. But anyone can set that up too. You have to know how to do it, and it's not easy, but that's what we do. But the biggest thing is that we've been using AI for over a year and a half now in my booking system. The AI, which is a super huge buzzword, everybody's been hearing about it. Most people use ChatGPT to do basic math, and
yeah, my best friend.
Am I dying? Am I dead now? How do I know I'm alive? So ChatGPT knows everything about us, right? But the AI is much more than that. People have questions before they're ready to book. So we send you a message within a minute after you fill out this ad form with your contact information. And then when you reply, no matter what time of day or night, that's when the AI kicks in.
Awesome.
And the AI is very, very intelligent. It knows everything to say because we teach it what to say based off of several years of working with med spas and knowing how you guys respond, getting feedback. Like, we're working with people all over the country, so we know what to say and do because we've been running it for so many different med spas everywhere.
I'm like mind blown right now. We are living in the future. This is so helpful. So before med spa owners are typically starting with you, what does their follow-up system look like?
Most of them don't have a follow-up system. Period.
Yeah. I'm not surprised there, because some of this stuff they're not teaching us in school.
No one teaches this in school. Schools, if you're a school, invite me in. I will teach you. Most of them don't have a follow-up system, but if you think about it, you have a lead, they're eager, you've got to be able to message them in one way or another. Somebody fills out your contact form, you get their name, their email, their phone number, you can start calling them, you can use a CRM or a way to text with them as long as they opt in to be texted and to be okay with that.
Yeah.
But most people, if they do have some sort of follow-up system, it's their front desk.
Yeah.
That's what we were doing at the beginning when we started running ads. We were lead getters, like most other agencies out there. We were just getting leads.
Right.
And then we were
That
sending
makes
them to
sense.
you saying, hey, boom, here's a new lead, email notification, go contact them as fast as possible.
Totally. And like you mentioned earlier, a lot of people at the front desk are busy doing other things, answering phones, checking out guests.
Yeah.
So sometimes it can be difficult for them to reach out to the lead in a timely manner.
Yeah. I mean, and do you want your front desk, the first and the last person that they see? Mm-hmm. Do you want them on the phone talking to someone, trying to get them to book when a customer is sitting there waiting?
Right. Because a lot of new leads deserve a lot of attention.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that you're nurturing and babying those leads because that's the first impression of your business as well.
Yeah. And those customers that are in front of you are the most important person that there is.
Right. And how can you be dealing with two things at once?
Yeah. I've seen front desk people be on headphones talking to leads with 2 or 3 people in the waiting lounge.
Oh gosh.
Waiting to be seen, and one person standing in front of them at the desk.
That's a lot. I think my brain would be scrambled at the end of each day.
I know your front desk team, and they could handle this. Maybe. I don't think I could even last an hour doing that.
Yeah.
It's a lot to put on them.
Mentally exhausting,
Yeah,
for sure.
totally exhausting. Not to mention, if you don't even have a front desk, it's on
Right.
you.
Yeah, and there are a lot of solo providers. So this is definitely a way to help them out and keep the business running smoothly.
Totally.
Okay, I have an answer for this question too, with my background of building a team. But I really want to hear from your perspective. How do missed leads and no-shows actually affect owners and teams?
You don't really understand until you experience it. But when you see that you have people that have expressed serious interest in what you're offering, and you can't get to them quickly enough, and then they don't respond, or they will text back and say, oh, I decided to go with someone else. It is, you have guilt of not being able to reach them fast enough, because I know how you are with your patients.
Yeah,
You want to make sure that they're taken care of.
absolutely. Every single one.
And that's just with people who, it's the same way with these people who want to be your patient. You're losing revenue. You're losing leads, fewer bookings. Your business isn't growing like it could. It's a big deal.
Yeah, not to mention your reputation also.
Yeah,
People are expecting good customer service.
totally. How long do you typically take? Do you take a day or two to respond to someone if someone says like, hey, I really have a question. I need to get in as soon as possible. I just found out that I have a photo shoot to do and I really need to see you.
Yeah, I mean, I bend over backwards for my clients. I try to never keep them waiting. If I don't have availability, I try to move things around or make myself available.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not always the healthiest way to do things, but I definitely prioritize the clients and my business.
Totally.
They're the ones keeping our doors open. They're the most important thing.
Yeah, exactly. So we need to get you more of them.
Always.
Yeah, always.
We'll never say no to that. So how is your follow-up system better?
Well, considering what we just talked about, where most people don't have one, anything is better than nothing, right? But if you do have a follow-up system that entails someone on your current team communicating with the leads instead of doing other things, it's better because of what we call an opportunity cost. An opportunity cost is the cost of something that you have to incur because you can't do anything else. So the only thing that they can do is take care of the person in front of them. But the opportunity cost is a lost new customer from these new leads. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes total sense.
So it's better because we're capable of communicating with the leads immediately within 60 seconds.
So incredible. So take me through the process. What exactly happens?
Sure. So a new lead will come in, and whenever they respond, the AI kicks in. Well, before that, though, we have a several day sequence of automated, like pre-planned, pre-scheduled messages that will go out through text and email.
Okay.
So we're trying for several days to get in touch with them.
Yeah, and you're really taking the thought out of it for your customer too.
Yeah. And then when they reply, actually, there's something even else before that. If they don't reply, 7 days after, we try them again.
Okay.
And then 2 weeks after that, if they still haven't replied. If they still haven't replied, then we will periodically reactivate those leads through additional offers that are coming, that are available. If there's an offer switch, if we change the price, we say it's going up, or we say, hey, we just added this in. So we're periodically reactivating those leads, so they're never just like dead or totally cold.
That's awesome. But from days 1 to 7, you're contacting them every single day.
Yep.
That's incredible.
Yep. It's it's actually 5 days at first.
Okay.
Done a lot of testing, kind of know that the first 5 days is what usually will get people, and then 7 days after. So if they do respond to one of those messages, which a lot of them do, that's when the AI kicks in. The AI is designed to be conversational and friendly, but knowledgeable and getting straight to the point of getting people to book.
So will AI know details specific to your customer?
Yes.
That's awesome.
It will. It will know, let's just say you're running a Diamond Glow or a hydrofacial ad, you're running a Botox ad and Dysport, and you're also running a Moxie, and you're running filler. You get 4 ads. The AI will be trained to know every basic frequently asked question, everything, and there's a lot of those, and how to answer them, not giving clinical advice, but also always recommending speaking to the provider, but kind of walking them through the process of what those treatments are like, just as a front desk person would, or just as a provider would.
That's so incredible. So anything from pricing to availability.
Any price of any service that you offer.
So awesome.
And we have it trained to go through the objections, whether they say, oh, you're too far away, or it's too expensive, or I want to wait and book. We've trained the AI to have rebuttals for and talk tracks for all of the objections that ever come across. So it constantly tries to get them back through, even if they say, oh, I can't, it's too expensive, which is what most people say.
Yeah, totally. We're not taking no for an answer around here. You need us.
Exactly. So then, if need be, well, after the conversation goes, then the AI assists in the booking process to get them booked. And if they need to, we have human, I always feel weird saying this, we have human appointment setters that are waiting and monitoring the conversations with the AI. They're making outbound calls to the leads.
Absolutely.
They're taking inbound calls from the leads, and they're booking people manually over the phone as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think that most people can be a little bit skeptical about AI.
Yeah.
I know that I was the first time that I heard about it. Do you feel like that's common with your customers?
It is at first for a lot of them. And I totally understand it, because until you've seen something, you don't really know how it works or operates. So we've heard a lot of great things about AI, but does it actually have the capability of responding how we want it to? And, you know, it's not perfect, of course, nothing is, but we've been fine tuning it every day for so long that it's pretty darn good.
Yeah, it's
pretty darn
becoming
good.
a well-oiled machine.
It is. And so that's also still why we have the humans there, because some people don't want to text. Some people want to call and to just get it done over the phone. So we have both angles covered.
So why do you use AI, and what do you use it for?
The AI is because people need to be talked to when they're ready to talk. If they're if they're scrolling at midnight, or they're on a lunch break at 12, or they're driving and they're waiting in the school pickup line at 3:00 for the kids, they're ready when they're ready. And if you're not, someone else will be ready. The thing that I also think is important to know is that when you become a lead, Meta knows you like that type of content. So guess what it's going to do?
Push that type of content out from other people as well.
That's right. So if someone else has a faster follow-up system, a better one, a smarter one capable of getting someone booked more efficiently and timely than you,
Yeah,
they're gone.
absolutely.
You have
you're
to be
missing that opportunity for sure.
The opportunity's gone, because Meta knows, like, hey, this person wants to be a med spa customer. Who do we have in the area that falls in the parameters for who they're trying to find? Is this the right fit? And I mean, I get tons of med spa ads shown to me. It's because they know I like them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's, that's why speed to lead is so important.
What do you feel like AI handles super well versus when an actual human, as you mentioned earlier, should step in?
I think, and this might surprise people, I think AI is better at booking people than people are.
Really?
I do. And I think that the thing that it has the most advantage over is that it doesn't forget.
Yeah.
Its brain is programmed to do everything that I told it to. Mm-hmm. And it constantly brings people in a friendly way, again, not pushy.
Right.
It brings them back to, was there any other questions that you have, or are you ready to book? Can I send you a link? What time of day or what day of the week is typically best for you? So it'll converse with you, but it will always bring back the subject of getting people to book. And people don't always do that.
That makes total sense. We're human. We get distracted.
We also don't want to be pushy or aggressive.
Right. Yeah, it kind of takes the emotion out of it. And like you said, brings it back to the original reason why they came in.
That's right.
Do you have any people who were super skeptical about AI before, but now they're a super fan?
I do. Most everyone, right? There's a level of skepticism from everybody to some degree. But once they see it in action, once it's working, they're blown away.
Yeah.
And the thing about it the most is the results speak for themselves. I know what conversion rates we get based off of other agencies because I hear it from my clients, and ours are higher. We're booking more of the leads than other people. And it's because we're handling it faster than the med spa can, and we're handling it in the hours that they're not on.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
And you can't afford to pay somebody to sit there for the 16 or 14 hours a day that you're closed.
Absolutely. No one's working around the clock.
No.
Especially if they're actually working in your area. We need sleep.
I think the other thing is that we don't always realize how hard we're working sometimes, or how overwhelmed we actually are, because brick by brick, everything keeps getting put on top of your shoulders that you have to add and do. And then one day you realize, oh my gosh, I can't walk anymore because I've been doing so much. So once they see the AI working, and that frees up thousands of dollars a month in their business because the people that were communicating with the leads, that were managing the leads and the ads, don't have to do that anymore. It frees up so much. And then you can take that cost and you can put it towards something else that's going to increase your revenue, like calling your people that haven't come back in the past 6 months or whatever. Mm-hmm. Taking better care of your customers after they leave, writing thank you notes.
Absolutely.
Doing your charting.
Yeah. Social media posts. Their options are endless.
That's
but
right.
Just to have that extra free time and freedom and flexibility with that is incredible.
That's right. We have a demo. It'll be in the show notes, and I'll also have it on my social media and on my website where you can go take a look and see a demo.
Mike, does this system work for everyone, or are there certain types of business owners or med spas that this wouldn't work for?
Yeah, it can work for everybody. I have personally noticed, and this is totally fine, that some owners want to be very hands-on and heavily involved with the conversations that are happening with the leads before they come in the door to be treated. And that's not the ideal person who this is for. We take it off of your plate. If there's anything important that you need to know from those conversations, we notate it in the profile. We go through and we look and see if there was something where they have, for example, a red carpet event coming up and they need to, or they have a wedding, or they just got a surgery and they want to get their, a year ago and they want to remove their scar. Like the reason for the visit, we'll put that in there so you know.
Awesome.
But if you're wanting to be in the weeds with us, it might not be for you. And the demo will show you how it works, and I can show you how it works too as we're going. And if you have questions, of course, but it's best for people who are just like, take this away, implement your system,
Make my life easier.
Make my life easier. Handle it for me. Yep.
What's the biggest hesitation that you hear about the AI system? And what do you wish that more owners understood before deciding?
There's really actually not a lot of hesitation. There are questions about how does the AI know exactly how to talk? How does it know how to answer? And it just does. It's because it's been trained to answer specific questions certain ways. And we've gotten all of these questions. So we know the questions that are going to be asked. It also is smart. I mean, if AI is trained on real factual information. And so it just knows. It's like a computer, but it thinks freely, right?
Totally.
So that's
and
how.
way quick.
Yeah. And that's how it knows how to interact with patients. It's trained not to give past a certain threshold of information that would be considered clinical.
Okay.
It says this is a little bit specific. You should communicate this with your provider. If you have any more questions too, let me know and I can try and answer anything. But it sounds like a person.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then you're making sure you're not stepping on any toes at the same time.
Right. Which is what the front desk probably does anyway, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So if a med spa is listening right now and they're feeling a little bit stretched thin, what's the first thing that they should look at?
Running ads with MedSpa Media, of course. That's the first thing you should look at. But in all seriousness, if you're listening and you feel like you want to grow, you've done your word of mouth efforts and you have tried to have referral programs, you've tried ads, you've never tried ads, you feel like the ads should be bringing in more bookings than they are, this is the system that you can use that will improve your business. It will grow it. It will make so much of your life easier. The stress will be gone. The guilt of not communicating with the leads fast enough will be gone. Your team will thank you. This is who it's for.
I love that. All of that is so incredible, especially.
Thank you.
Like, I'm sold. I want in on this again.
Okay.
What's one thing that you wish owners would stop doing and start doing?
I wish that owners would stop doing the things they don't want to do.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
And I wish that they would start doing the things that they want to do, which is make money, but also go home and enjoy your life.
Absolutely. Turn your brain off for a few.
You have to. You can't keep running on all cylinders 24/7. You have to have support. You can't do it on your own. Mm-hmm. And this is why I've developed the system this way, because that's how I live. And it's the best way. So if you can't do it all on your own, you have to have a system or a group that you trust that can handle it for you. And that's why we have it this way. And I want owners to understand that.
When do you feel the right time to fix booking and follow-up systems is?
Right now. We can get started, depending on the offers that a group wants to run, in a week.
Awesome.
We're
that's
that
so
fast.
Cool. Yeah, that's a really quick turnaround, and everyone should be implementing that.
No one can do it that fast. And I have different reasons of how we're able to be that fast. Mm-hmm. It could take 2, 3, or 4 weeks. It depends on how fast you are with how we get everything set up.
Yeah.
But it can be very quickly. You should start to think about it right now.
Yeah, make your own life easier, right?
Yeah, exactly.
If one of our listeners is ready to use this AI system and start to grow, what's the first step that they can take?
The first thing to do is, if you want to look at the demo, go to medspamediagroup.com and go around on the website. It's very easy to navigate. I'm very simple. I keep my stuff simple. You can see the demo. You can book a call where we can talk about your specific business and if we would be a good mutual fit. And that's how we get started.
I love that. I feel like you're making everything so easy for everyone.
I'm trying.
Well, I really appreciate all of the information. This is seriously the future. I think every med spa should be implementing this right away.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for listening. And until next time, take care of yourself.